Ladies and gentlemen, Loki here, back at it again with another YouTube video. These upcoming banners are actually extremely tough, and I want to provide my insight for you guys, as well as provide a little bit more insight on the Herta and Aglaea, because I did get to play them early myself. Let's get right into it. Now, Emphorius looks absolutely gorgeous. It genuinely didn't feel like HSR. It didn't feel like HSR. I felt like I was playing an entirely different game. Like, compare this to Yurillo or the Xianzhou Lofu. It's a completely different environment. There's also this thing, which is obviously, this is where you're gonna get your Remembrance MC Eidolons and just typical rewards from completing certain objectives. But first, we're gonna talk about, and also I will always leave the codes down in the description for you guys. We're gonna talk about the Emanator of Erudition, the Herta. So this character is pretty interesting. She does have in her kit, it's one of her traces where let's just say it's similar to Acheron, where you want another character of the same path, and except it's a bit different because that character is going to get supremely buffed rather than it just buffing the Emanator herself. So that's why you see in the showcase they will show her being ran with Herta, a puppet Herta, just because it's actually a pretty solid team. So she has these stacks, right? And they're called interpretation. That's her whole thing, right? She researches the enemy. These stacks are also like smart. Like, they will always go in the, like, the highest one will move to the elite or the boss. So the higher they get, the more her damage accumulates, up to a maximum of 42 stacks. And then here, as you saw her skill being used, you can use skill, alt, and then after using alt, it advances you forward. So then you can use the enhanced skill, or yeah, the enhanced skill. So obviously, if you did pull Sunday, then you also were farming the adjacent set, which is the one that buffs skill, which you can use it on like Zila or something if you want, but it's actually made for the Herta. Now, another thing, I'm super happy I picked up Adventurine on his rerun, because these enemies, you hit them a certain amount of times and you essentially disable them once you reach their max number. So AoE is just exceptional in Emphorius as a whole, which, as you can see, why they were using Adventurine in this scenario, just because solid teammate for Herta, also buffing your like follow-up damage, right? But also just incredible against Emphorius enemies. But realistically, you're not going to struggle with any overworld enemies, but when you see these guys in a MOC format, then that's when hitting them with AoE becomes more prevalent. And then she also has one of the sickest alt animations in the game. It's super fun, and I just love the key aesthetic. It's so cool. It's so cool. I'm a big fan of the key aesthetic. It reminds me of like a Keyblade from Kingdom Hearts. Her technique also, it power creeps Numby. Within a certain radius, it will mark treasures on the map, which is huge for an Emphorius. Look how far away that is. Look how far away she was when she marked those chests. That is absolutely nuts. So if you're missing like a couple chests, boom, this character can help you find, like this is definitely something you're going to be spamming. Look at that. Look how far away that is. That is insane. So yeah, that's definitely Numby power creep. Now, I would like to make a little bit of a prediction to what I think her place will be in the meta when she arrives. You can use her in MOC, totally, like for sure. Like I believe Swarm Boss has like ice weakness. She's definitely good for like, but she's like typically meant for those like AoE scenarios. So Pure Fiction, she's 1,000,000,000% going to be T0 in Pure Fiction. I could see her being T0 in Apocalyptic Shadow as well, considering when these characters are released, they are going to get some type of mechanic that benefits them and makes them shine a little bit more. So I'd say it's 0.5 MOC, T1 wouldn't surprise me, but probably 0.5, and then T0 in Pure Fiction as well as Apocalyptic Shadow. So Aglaea is an interesting one. Her summon's actually pretty nuts. Obviously, the more enemies on field hit by her summon, I think that's how that works. I don't remember. It's been a minute. It's been like a month. It's been like a month and a half since I had tested this character, but her summon can, I heard her summon can reach up to 420 plus speed. I only saw 300 plus. But so just take that with like a grain of salt. 300 plus for sure, and that's with being able to craft your own artifacts. Maybe it does cap out at like 400 plus though, but either way, that's insane. Even 300 plus speed means you're gonna go a shit ton of times in a cycle. So this, her summon it's definitely disgusting. But other than that, as far as the summon meta characters go, she's the vanilla ice cream of it, right? Like it's okay, right? But like there isn't anything too amazing about it. So that's 100%, 1,000,000% how I would describe Aglaea. She's solid for sure. I genuinely like the character. Don't take it as me saying I don't like the character, but again, she's a 3.0 character, so her kit's just at a baseline, it's just very like bland. So one thing you guys might have noticed is Mim's so cute, is true damage. Now, I'll probably make a separate video getting into the multipliers of true damage, but they do explain it here. Yeah, Mim can also, Trailblazer can also give Mim charges by using skill or ultimate. And then of course, there's this percentage bar. When it reaches 100%, you can, it causes an ally to immediately take action. So this is why I said previously in like an older video that if you didn't pull for Sunday, don't worry. Remembrance MC will, of course, be a fantastic substitute. The thing about running them together is it's tricky. It could have been like a speed tuning issue on my part, but what kept happening for me is I kept getting Sunday's turn, right? And I would advance forward Aglaea, but it would happen at the exact same time as this reaching 100%. So it would waste the advance forward. That might be a speed tuning issue. Like maybe I want my, I think you probably want your Remembrance MC to be slow as hell. Maybe that's how you fix that, because my RMC was really fast and I kept advancing at the same time as Sunday, and it was just a waste. It was a waste of an action. So maybe you want them to be slow. I'm not sure. I'll have to like actually test it when I do, or just like get an account, because I don't have Sunday. So when someone pulls Aglaea, I'll have to test it on their account, because I definitely kept running into that issue. But there's also true damage, right, which is just a certain percentage of the original damage, but it completely like it's like defense shred power creep. I'll have to look more into the multipliers, but for right now it's looking like it's defense shred power creep, so take that with a grain of salt. There's a time stop field as Trailblazer's skill. I don't know if they actually show that. They spoil a little bit of the boss. Boss is cool, but let's talk about these banners, right? So first banner is going to be the Herta, obviously, right? Her light cone has the like, that's my favorite art out of any light cone ever. Like, she looks so good. The Emanator of Erudition has never looked so good. And then Moza is on this banner as well. That's fantastic. And then here we go. You will also see triple banners. The rumors were true. I heard this rumor yesterday. Linksha, Facial, Jade. Jade's going to be one of the Herta's best in slots. Triple banners, it's tough, man. I'm not gonna lie, it's so tough because they end up putting these characters that you want with the Herta, especially with the buffs that the Herta is gonna give to other Erudition characters, right? Oh my gosh, you will never have to worry about a pure fiction, at least on one side, ever again, with the combination of Jade plus the Herta. And if you have Jade and the Herta, then you can, especially if you have Jade at like E1, you could actually use them in MOC and probably get some like decent clearage. Linksha coming back is, I know a lot of people are excited for that, especially if you picked up Fugue and you're still using Gallagher and you want to put the Foxy and Prayer on Linksha. There's some pretty fun stuff you can do there. But one thing I will say, I didn't find myself using very much follow-up. I mean, obviously, when you test characters early, you have to, you're probably gonna like just test them in the environment. But premium follow-up attack team didn't feel as strong to me as it does now. So in 3.0, I mean, obviously enemies HP are gonna constantly go up. So not to say like it can't clear, but it's definitely gonna take you, especially if you don't have Eidolons, and if you're very like limited on SIGs, it's definitely gonna take you a little longer to clear compared to the newer units, obviously. Not too much more to say about that specifically. New relics as well, but then we have Aglaea's banner. Two things I want to talk about here. Aglaea's, her light cone's so good for her summon as well. Oh, another thing I forgot about Aglaea, her energy requirements, which is why they were using Huohuo and Sunday. Obviously you're gonna want to use Sunday, but as you saw in the showcase earlier, they were using Huohuo because Huohuo gives energy. Aglaea has monumental energy requirements. It will be the highest in the game. I think it's like 320 or something. I don't remember. Like I said, it's been a minute, but she like having Sunday with Huohuo helps her energy requirements tenfold. It's really tough. So I do think we're probably gonna get some like other character that grants energy in the future. Maybe that's what Tribute does. Who knows? I personally was using Adventurine just because a lot of the enemies have these mechanics where you hit them and you a certain number of times, like as we mentioned earlier, and you kind of like disable them. So AoE is just like amazing for that. But this banner is Tingyun, Hanya, and Sushang, right? And then on the weapon banner, or the light cone banner is Dance Dance Dance. You can see there, Dance 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 is on a banner now. I can finally get my second S5 DDD, but incredible 4-star light cone, especially if you're a newer player. Amazing 4-star light cone. And of course these banners don't get any kinder. The second half is Boot Hill, Robin, and then Silverwolf, right? Man, this is so tough. Like, I personally want Boot Hill's light cone. This Boot Hill's incredible with Fugue, right? Fugue increases value a ton. And then having his light cone, I'd be able to do so much more damage. But same with like Robin's light cone. Screw the damage boost. The energy is huge. It goes a long way to being able to get your ult off of cooldown. Yeah, this is tough. 8 banners is nasty work. 8 banners is nasty work, guys. Like I said, all the codes would be in the description. The events they go over, if you have ADHD, was the first one. I hate this event. I hate that first one. I hate it so much. Oh my god. The fact that I'm gonna have to do it again is annoying. This was super fun. Obviously it's like your shadow, you go a certain amount of steps and you make it land on the button, so it opens the platform for you, and it obviously there's just many difficulty spikes for that, so that's pretty cool. This event was the most fun for me, but again, I'm a stickler for combat. I love combat events. I love going for double S on all of these events, so this was super fun. And again, you see they're running Adventurine. Why would you run Adventurine? Because these guys have to be hit a certain amount of times, and obviously your points go up, which by the I think this reaches 20 and you get like a damage boost going into the next phase. So it's important to reach max stacks on that, so that's why Adventurine's on that team. And then we're also getting the classic 10 pull plus another 10 pull, so 20 total pulls, which is huge. We will take that. We'll take that. And then this was interesting. 20 players are going to be able to win 500k. How many pulls is that, bro? That's insane. Is that like, bro, 500k Jade on your account? You're just a giga whale. that would be nuts. But that's only going to 20 people. Or you can get 700. You can get like a ticket to get the 500k. or you can just get your 700. So hey, you do you. And then we're getting a March 7th skin. This is the one that they teased a long time ago. We're finally actually getting it now. But that's the only relevant thing in the live stream. There's some quality of life changes, as well as the stamina increase going from 240 to 300. Let me know how you guys feel about that. More stamina is always good in my opinion. However, I don't have a problem with resources in Honkai Star Rail. I have like 13 million credits, and like 2,000 books. Like I don't have a problem with resources in this game as I do in like ZZZ or other gachas, but they added the build requirement, which was in ZZZ, I believe, that it's going to help you build your characters, rather than having to go back to the menu and look, oh, what do I need, you're gonna have that available to you at all times. And then the artifact crafter, we are now getting that going into 3.0, so that's huge. But that's all I want to say. I don't want this to be too long. It's supposed to be a condensed version of the live stream. Hopefully I provided some insight for you guys on if you do want to pull for Aglaea or the Herta. These banners are very tough. These banners are extremely tough, but let me know what you guys think down below. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.